Am I pretty? Am I pretty? Am I pretty?
Do the face.
Did you hit stop?
No?
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor. Today, we're just gonna do a good old-fashioned makeup tutorial. I've got 2 new products to try, so let's go. Starting with foundation. Today we're gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth in the shade 105 Fair Ivory. It's not like a typical ivory, like it has a bit more of a yellow undertone. So I typically only use it in the summer, and it is summer right now in Australia, and I'm a bit tanner, so we're gonna go in with this one today. Just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. It is very liquidy, so be very careful. All right, take my foundation brush and start applying that to the skin. So it looks pretty light on the skin now, but it will oxidize a fair bit, which is okay for right now, but definitely not okay in the middle of winter. So when my last video went up, it went up on Saturday the 29th of Feb, which was my birthday. I turned 24. And this week has just been kind of relaxing and coming down from my birthday. Saturday I did some shopping, did some drinking, just celebrated my birthday with my partner's family since my family is back in the States. Take your sponge and just go over and smooth out any lines your brush might have left. Now we're going to go in with concealer, and we are going to be using, of course, the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the shade Light Peach. This is extremely full coverage, so you really only need 1 dot under each eye. And now we're just going to take it and just do some highlighting and some spot concealing around the face. And we're going to take my sponge and blend. Okay, so for my first new product in this video, this is the Lily Loves Cosmetics Glow Stick in the shade Sunset. This is a Target Australia product, and it was on clearance for $1. I'm not entirely sure how it's gonna look. It looks kind of dark, but we're gonna swatch it, just see what it looks like. Swatch it on my arm right here. And now let's do some blending. Let's blend it in a little bit. Oh, it kind of just disappears. We'll put it on the face and see what it looks like anyway. I think this one is gonna go on before your powder because it is a liquid, but I think we're going to use our fingers because I don't want to rub off all of my foundation and concealer. So I'm just going to take some on my finger and dot it on the high points of my face. Oh no, oh no. That's 1, not really showing up, if you can tell, and 2, even with my finger, it's kind of removing my foundation a little bit. So I think we're going to leave that and maybe try it on the eyes. Now I'm just gonna go back over with my sponge and just, oh, that is terrible. Oh my goodness. We'll try that with the eyes and see what it looks like. But now we're going to move on while my foundation and concealer sits down to my brows. And so for brows, I'm just taking this angle brush and this Revlon Color Stay Not Just the Nudes palette. This is an eyeshadow palette, but it has like my perfect brow shade in it. So I'm going to dip in to this shade right here with this angled brush and fill in my brows. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to set my face. And I'm using, again, the Revlon Loose Finishing Powder in the shade 100 Light. Take that, dump it into my lid. And I'm going to take my Real Techniques Total Face Brush and completely just set right under the eyes, on the chin, around the nose, the center of the forehead with that brush. Now I'm going to take a bit more powder, and I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and just set the rest of my face. Wine break. Now for bronzer and contour, I'm taking the Maybelline Master Sculpt contouring palette for light to medium skin tones and going right below my cheeks. And now just take the same powder and right along your forehead. Perfect. And now for bronzing, we're going to take a Wet n Wild angled brush and my Too Faced Chocolate Matte. Just put that right on top of your cheeks just for a little bit of a bronzed look so we don't look so pale. Perfect. And now just a little bit of that on your forehead too. And now going back in with the Master Sculpt palette and a wider kind of dense under eye brush, we're going to contour the nose. Perfect. So in my last video, if you guys watched it, I talked about Married at First Sight Australia. We are completely caught up, so let me just start by saying Michael is a mess. He says he didn't cheat. I think he did. This is just all my opinion. I think that he did cheat, and I think that he's going to do it again. And I think that Stacy is absolutely stupid for staying with him. It should be 3 strikes, you're out. And this was his 3rd strike because he drank on the honeymoon. He went out one other time, and now when she was gone. And you know, at the dinner party, yeah, he did kind of get attacked. But he didn't like take as much shit as poor Haley did. And Haley was like the bigger person. Like she stood up and went to Stacy and said, "Hey, I kissed your husband. It happened. We were drunk. I'm sorry." You know, not saying that, you know, drunk is an excuse to cheat, but she was owning up to it. And I feel like Stacy got insanely mad at Haley for no reason. Well, there is reason, but she should have been equally as mad at her husband. I believe once a cheater, always a cheater. Girl, why? Girl, why? Why would you stay? Why? Moving on to highlight before we discuss more masks, because oh, we will. I'm going to take, this is the Color Tattoo by Maybelline, the Pure Pigments, and this can be an eyeshadow, but it's insanely beautiful as a highlight as well. Just gonna take a little bit on this fluffy brush and just right along the high points of my cheeks, trying to cover up the hot mess that was that Target highlighter. And we're going to talk about Steve and Michelle for a minute, because I think that Michelle took what Steve was saying and blew it way out of proportion. Like, he was being a gentleman in trying to keep it working, and you know, even though he wasn't attracted to her, and trying to stay and trying to build on that attraction rather than just, nope, I'm gonna leave, not feeling it. He tried to stay and he tried to make it work. Like, yeah, Steve's not perfect. He's a hot mess express. They're all a hot mess express, let's be honest. But I think that Michelle overreacted a little bit in saying that he lied. I think that the dinner party and Steve and Michelle just got blown way out of proportion, and Steve was, he was in the right to leave, I think. I think that he was getting attacked. He didn't like it. And I think that he had every right to want to leave because he was getting attacked. And it's only been 6 weeks. Yeah, you can know if you're attracted to someone right off the bat. But if you're not sure, like, yeah, give it time to build. He was wrong in saying to the cameras that he wasn't attracted to her and not telling her, yes. But she's also wrong for calling him a liar and for saying, like, oh, he betrayed me. And let's talk about the new couple, Casey and Drew. Ooh, she's jealous. And I think that she is so insecure, but she doesn't want to tell him that she's insecure, but she really is terrified of that roommate for reasons I don't know. But, oh God, just the whole, oh, would you pick your female roommate over me? Would you go out to dinner with her without me? Would you put her above me? What the fuck? Who asks that? Like, if he lives with her, like, obviously they're pretty good friends, and obviously they're just friends, or he wouldn't have gone on the show. Okay, for blush, we're going to go into the Ulta 3, the Vivids palette, and we're just going to take this light pink and mix it with the coral, because I don't actually have a blush. And we're just going to put it right between the bronzer and the highlighter, just to give our cheeks a little bit of a flush. Perfect. So on top of being all caught up on Married at First Sight, I am almost caught up on Love is Blind on Netflix. And I have a lot to say about that show. You cannot be in love with someone in 4 days. Like, what? Like, I've been with my partner for 2.5 years, and we're not ready to get married yet. 4 days? Netflix, what are you doing? We're gonna move on to eyes now. And I am going to start with the Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette on a Farrah Fluffy brush, and I'm going to dip into a mixture of sweet tea and berry ice for in my crease. I want to keep the look, the eyes, kind of neutral and nude because I have a pretty nude new lipstick to try. Also, if you've watched Love is Blind, what do you think about Jessica being 10 years older than her fiance? It's all she talks about. She's like Poppy from Maths with her kids. And she's like, oh, we're from different generations. We're from different decades. He's not ready to get married. How do you know? Plenty of my friends who are 24 and married. And they're doing just fine. It's all perspective. It's all about perspective. And now we're going to go into the Revlon Not Just the Nudes palette on an e.l.f. fluffy brush. And we're going to dip into these mixture of these two shades and just blend that right under the other two. What have you guys been watching? Let me know in the comments down below what shows you've been watching. And if you're from Australia, what you think of Married at First Sight. I really want to know. Okay, and now we're going to go back into the Lemonade Craze palette. On this Wet n Wild dense brush, we're going to take Coral Punch, just like, and mix it with Sweet Tea, and just put that on the outer third of the eye, just to add a bit more dimension. Now we're going to go back and try this Target Lily Loves highlighting whatever. We'll see how it works on the eyes. I'm going to take it. Oh, it's really flimsy. Do you hear that? How much actually product do you get? Oh, you get quite a bit of product. This is really cheap. Really cheap packaging. It was $1. And we're going to go in with a flat brush, and we're going to get that on the brush. And we're going to put that all over the lid. Oh, yeah, that's not exciting me. That's really not. That's really boring and underwhelming. Well, live and learn, people. Live and learn. We're just going to try to see if we can maybe build that up. Maybe it's the brush, but I don't really want to put my finger on it again. It was a really weird texture. Yeah, we're just going to leave it like that and add some other sparkles onto the top of it. But we need to even out the eyes, so we're going to go and do the same thing on the other eye. And just put that all over the lid.
So how much is Kmart paying you to bag Target?
Oh, not sponsored by Kmart, but please Kmart sponsor me. I'm obsessed with you. I'm obsessed with you. If you're not from Australia, you probably don't understand the hype of all Australians talking about Kmart. But coming from an American who's had Kmart in America and Australia, Kmart Australia is just so much better. It's like a cheaper American Target. So now we're going to go back into the Lemonade Craze palette, and I am going to take on my finger Strawberry Lemonade and just go right over top of that Target highlight. That's better. So now we're just going to go back in with the Wet n Wild brush, back in with Coral Punch and Sweet Tea, and just blend any lines between the sparkles and the eyeshadow. And now we're going to go back in with the Farrah blending brush, dip back into Sweet Tea, and just go back over the crease. Okay. And for the inner corner, we are going to use Main Squeeze, which is this sparkly yellow shade, and I'm going to take it again on my finger right into the inner corner. I think for my next video, I want to do a makeup challenge. And I don't know if I want to do like a timed challenge where a wheel picks how much time I have for my makeup, or if I want to do makeup by the alphabet. So let me know what you guys want to see in the comments. Okay, before I go in with eyeliner and mascara and lips, I'm going to take the BEOA face mist and just set everything down. For eyeliner, again, when you're using the W7 Wind Me Up Propelling Eye Pencil. Never actually paid attention to the name. Propelling. Or a plane. And we're just going to take that right along the lower lash line. Now on this dense brush, we're going to go back into the Revlon Not Just the Nudes palette. Dip back into those two shades that we used in the crease and run it right under the lower lashes. Perfect. And now the same thing for mascara, the OXX Cosmetics Lengthening Mascara in black. Wipe off the extra and on your lashes. Perfect. Okay, last new product. This is the Model Rock Cosmetics Liquid Last Matte Lipstick in Iced Mauve. I got this at TK Maxx. It was $5. Let's do a swatch on the back of my hand. Oh, that's a good color. So that is what it looks like. And now we will just apply it to my lips. That's like the color of my lips. Oh, it smells like candy. It smells like cake.
Do not eat the makeup.
It's very drying feeling. And I know it's not my lips because I've been doing a sugar scrub on them every night. Let me... Oh, okay, no, it's actually not as light or as brown as it looked. Okay, well, that is it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Here's the final look. I think it turned out just like a nice neutral brown, which I love for my eye color. If you want, you can follow me on Twitter at Taylor_Emily, Emilie, on Instagram at taylorbrowningmakeup, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. See you next time. Bye! Ooh, that highlighter is trash!